Welcome to Books for Success. Today, we're unraveling the insights from Outlive by Peter Attia. Discover a new approach to longevity and medicine. Learn strategies to live longer and enjoy your senior years without diseases and disabilities. You'll learn about Medicine 3.0, why Healthspan is as valuable as lifespan, the 3 horsemen diseases, how to prolong and enjoy your life, what exercises are best for your health. If you find our content valuable, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Don't be shy about dropping your book suggestions for us to summarize. Let's grow and succeed together. Longevity is desirable but often misunderstood. Peter Attia began contemplating longevity while studying to become a cancer surgeon. However, years later, a revelation came to him. To save eggs, you must stop the person throwing them instead of simply trying to catch them. Most want longevity, but let's try to define it first. Longevity has 2 components, your lifespan and your quality of life. If you want to live longer, you probably want to be healthy enough to enjoy those years. However, achieving this can be challenging as the current approach in medicine mostly focuses on preventing immediate death, while managing chronic health issues proves much more complex. Moreover, doctors often intervene when it's too late. Many chronic issues, like cancer or cardiac diseases, start affecting people way earlier than you think. Research shows that smoking bans prove more effective than modern late-stage lung cancer treatment. Therefore, proactive action to prevent diseases is vital. The world must reevaluate its approach to longevity to implement positive changes. Modern science has come a long way. If we factor in the art and nuance of longevity, we can shift medicine from preventive to proactive and reach new heights in the quality of people's lives. We can finally stop the eggs from falling. In this summary, you will discover an innovative approach to living longer and better. Once you rethink your view and start practicing, you may extend your lifespan and health span and feel younger than your peers. So, let's dive into the uncertain waters of life, health, and longevity to explore how to make the most of our years. Future medicine needs a radical paradigm shift. Risk is essential in any industry. Finance relies on a deep understanding of it. People take chances daily. Many activities are risky, from driving to eating at a deli. While banking professionals aren't afraid of risks due to thorough analysis, many emotions and reservations prevent doctors from making similar difficult decisions. Let's take Hippocrates saying, "Do no harm." Apart from the fact that he never said those words, this principle cannot be accurate and is unhelpful. Some medical procedures are inherently painful, like ancient bloodletting or trepanation. Also, it implies that the least risky treatment is the best, which proves ineffective in practice. The era of medicine Hippocrates founded, Medicine 1.0, disproved the belief that gods punish people with diseases. This insight allowed his successors to move in the right direction. The 19th century marked the beginning of Medicine 2.0 with the discovery of germs and, thus, better sanitary practices. This shift revolutionized the approach to diagnostics due to modern technology. Now, doctors could experiment to assess their hypothesis and practically eliminate many diseases or decrease fatalities linked to them, like hepatitis C. Therefore, when the COVID-19 pandemic spreads, scientists can develop a vaccine within a year. Despite these achievements, Medicine 2.0 has a lower success rate regarding long-term issues. Improved technology allows doctors to tailor treatment to each patient's body and needs, but removing the human factor requires more progress. The goal of Medicine 3.0 is not curing the patient but rather preventing chronic illnesses altogether, just like when Noah built the ark before the rain began. Future medicine must treat patients as unique individuals because no person is average. If a treatment's average risk of complications is 24%, it's worth looking into its effects on an individual patient instead of dismissing it entirely. Most importantly, doctors should be concerned with quality of life, not just lifespan. Nowadays, the focus on treatment is apparent. Insurance rarely covers preventive procedures. Doctors predict cardiac diseases 10 years before they appear, but those illnesses take decades to develop. This novel approach to medicine requires active participation and a revolution in habits. That's why you must confront serious issues and make essential long-term decisions. After all, you're not a passive passenger on a ship. You're the captain. The modern diet can disrupt your health. A vital part of healthcare that doesn't get enough attention is nutrition, but it should be a priority. Peter Attia encountered a patient whose liver indicated heavy drinking. However, the patient consumed minimal amounts of alcohol, and the issue was elsewhere. He drank bottles of soda every day. The liver is a workhorse, and its health plays a significant role in your well-being. While it can recover from damage, cirrhosis often calls for transplantation. Moreover, metabolic issues related to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, increase the risk of cardiac diseases, cancer, and Alzheimer's. Unlike the popular misconception, metabolic health doesn't directly correlate with weight. It depends on glucose, cholesterol, and blood pressure levels. Failing to intervene early may lead to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Nowadays, this disease affects 30 times more people than in the 194 OS. But why? The answer lies in evolution. Our bodies expect to store energy when nutrients are available to survive during famine or cold winters. However, our diet changed very recently. Over the last century, food has become readily available for most. The type of food changed too. Although most fruits naturally contain fructose, excessive quantities of high fructose corn syrup can be harmful due to its impact on human metabolism. A limited amount of excess fructose can contribute to fat production, while the remaining portion triggers the generation of uric acid, resulting in elevated blood pressure. Soft drinks and sweetened juices contain much fructose in addition to high-calorie modern nutrition. Add a lack of physical activity, and those extra calories become an issue. Medicine 3.0 would address the metabolic disease before NAFLD or cardiovascular diseases take their toll. Elevated insulin can be the first sign. While doctors do intervene in sight of abnormal hormone levels, Medicine 2.0 often ignores a higher insulin level until diabetes emerges. So, the first step to benefit health and lifespan is metabolism. Good metabolic health is sometimes incompatible with a modern lifestyle that ignores our body's needs. Fortunately, you can decide what you eat and how much you sleep and exercise. Did you know? According to the CDC, over 11% of adult Americans had type 2 diabetes in 2022. Choose food that doesn't harm you. As we established, nutrition immensely impacts health, yet society has a rather simplistic view of diet. Most advice boils down to mindless listicles backed by non-existent or unreliable studies. Diets become radicalized despite little evidence of the benefits. However, one definitive statement on nutrition is that no diet is perfect for all. The word diet itself is too general, so we will discuss nutritional biochemistry, which depends on 3 factors: how nourished you are, your muscle mass, your metabolic health. These factors are closely connected. You can influence them with nutrition and exercise. A healthy diet often includes 3 types of restrictions. So let's focus on each. Calorie restriction. When you eat more calories than you use, they will end up as adipose tissue, which may lead to health issues. A study done on monkeys shows that animals on a lower calorie diet live longer. However, a contradictory study was conducted a few years later. The answer was in the type of food. Monkeys in the first experiment consumed food with higher sugar content. They developed insulin resistance, making them more likely to die from cardiovascular diseases. Therefore, while you shouldn't consume excessive amounts of calories, what you eat has much more impact. Which leads us to the next point. Dietary restriction. Dietary restriction means choosing a type of food, like gluten, and not consuming it. While our ancestors ate whatever they could, the modern availability of food conflicts with our body's evolution. The issue with banning one food category is that you can still be overnourished. Therefore, you must consider your goals so that one restriction doesn't contradict another. Cutting out protein is often inadequate for muscle mass, and replacing carbs with saturated fat may increase heart disease risk. Such dietary restrictions must be individualized and carefully planned. Time restriction. Regulating when you eat can improve your metabolism, but you should be wary of trendy fasting. It's not an overnight fix and can be dangerous to some patients, especially with prolonged periods. While you should eat regularly, fasting should remain the last option. If you plan on introducing any of the above restrictions into your lifestyle or changing your nutrition drastically, consult your physician to ensure that such changes won't lead to complications. The 3 most deadly diseases can be delayed by years. 3 diseases people die from the most, also called the 3 horsemen, are cardiovascular disease, cancer, and neurodegenerative diseases. Can we do anything to prevent them? Heart disease and stroke are the leading causes of death over any other disease. Yet, a 36-year-old man could have a calcium score of 6 when it should be 0, compared to 1,000 for someone with severe disease, and his doctor would say to do nothing. Medicine 3.0 disagrees once again. A calcium scan can show early signs of atherosclerosis, giving patients time to avoid premature heart attacks. The modern, simplistic view of cardiovascular diseases and overlooking the chronology of their development are the main obstacles to reducing cardiovascular risk. Doctors must pay more attention to lipoproteins and emphasize smoking cessation and blood pressure control as non-negotiables. Another disease that kills Americans is cancer. Despite millions of dollars invested into researching a cure, cancer remains a significant challenge because scientists lack an understanding of its progression. We face a similar issue again. When doctors detect cancer in a patient, effective treatment is limited. Early detection and, thus, prevention of cancer is far from reality. The most promising direction is immunotherapy. Typically, the immune system detects foreign cells and fights them, like in case of infections, but it sees cancer cells as ours. If we show the immune system that those cells are foreign, humans can fight tumors themselves. While medicine is far from the cure, it's headed in the right direction, where cancer can be manageable. Neurodegenerative diseases are even more complicated. Scientists identified Alzheimer's as a disease a mere 60 years ago. Before, it was considered a part of the normal aging process. Extensive drug trials have led scientists to believe that the initial case observed by Alois Alzheimer in 1906, which displayed unique symptoms, was an exceptional occurrence rather than the norm. Consequently, much of the subsequent research was misguided by his conclusions. Prevention of Alzheimer's disease is a relatively new idea. Definitive recommendations appeared in studies only around 2015. Available research states that changes in nutrition and physical and cognitive activity may slow cognitive decline. Moreover, early diagnostics for minor mental issues like forgetfulness are vital. Neurologists can conduct elaborate tests and notice subtle speech and facial expression symptoms. Although addressing the horsemen requires extensive research, new creative theories, and early intervention give humanity substantial hope of significantly delaying these diseases. Take action toward a better, healthier life. Most people know they should do something about their lifestyle, whether eating better or exercising more. You hear that you should do all those things but never know how. So, let's lay out the tactics. First, you must identify the risks. From there, you can start making healthier choices, like choosing a safer route on the drive home. Of course, no plan fits everyone, but you will have a framework for action. Exercise itself presents many choices. Which is better, cardio or weights? If you don't exercise, any daily activity is profoundly beneficial. However, doctors should be more specific about prescribing exercise, as they often confuse their patients. Cardio helps deliver oxygen to your muscles and develop stamina, which is helpful in daily life. Generally, it's closely related to longevity and better health span. The same goes for muscle strength. Fit people have a lower risk of cardiovascular disease. Medicine 2.0 fails to evaluate your physicality as thoroughly as your blood pressure or insulin levels. To remedy this oversight, Peter Attia devised a list of 10 activities to assess your fitness level. Ideally, you'll want to be capable of them for the rest of your life. Here's the centenarian decathlon. A 1.5-mile hike. Standing up from the floor using one arm. Picking up a small child. Carrying groceries. Getting a suitcase into the overhead compartment. Standing on one leg for half a minute. Having sex. Going up 4 flights of stairs in 3 minutes. Opening a jar. 30 jump rope skips. Then, you can choose your favorite activities to exercise these skills. For example, aerobics is a great way to increase oxygen in your blood. Zone 2 is an optimal level of intensity where you can hold a conversation. but it's somewhat strained. This way, you can train your endurance and improve your overall health. However, Zone 2 training alone isn't enough to gain muscle. The key to weight training is consistency, since inactivity erases gains quickly. Moreover, seniors lose muscle at a higher rate, so exercising earlier is an investment in your health. Focus on improving the following. Grip is essential to most actions. Concentric and eccentric loading is where your muscles shorten and lengthen respectively. Pulling motions at all angles. Hip hinging exercises like squats and step-ups. Do not undermine the power of good sleep. Many disregard good sleep since it's a seemingly unproductive time. You can't work, cook, or protect your home while asleep. However, our bodies still need rest. And most studies prove that the socially accepted 8 hours of sleep is best. Good rest ensures effective physical and cognitive performance and protects you from injury. Sleep deprivation is dangerous when you drive and in other daily activities. The difference is significant. Regarding long-term consequences, sleep is related to your metabolism and contributes to insulin resistance. Poor sleep makes you stressed, thus raising cortisol levels and blood pressure, and resting well ties into all aspects of your health, including cognitive elements. There is no magic sleeping pill, but you can take specific steps. Admit you don't sleep enough. Assess your sleeping pattern. You may use tools like the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. Check with your doctor to rule out sleep apnea. Consider the lighting. Bluish LED lights, like daylight, signal our brains that it's time to be active. The same goes for screens, so you should limit screen time before bed. Cut down on drinking. Even moderate alcohol consumption disrupts sleep and our cognitive health entirely. Exercise. A 30-minute Zone 2 workout on a regular basis will help you sleep better. However, this should not be within 2 to 3 hours before you plan to sleep. Wind down. Eliminate stress and anxiety-inducing activities in the evening. Stop reading the news or checking your email. Meditate. Try guided meditations focused on sleep specifically. Overall, an active day of wakefulness leads to a good night of sleep, facilitating emotional health. Your psyche is a serious matter linked to physical health. Unaddressed mental issues may lead to physical symptoms and high cortisol levels. When you don't process negative thoughts, they become negative actions, detrimental to your well-being. People want to live longer and healthier to enjoy life, so don't shy away from professional help when needed. Conclusion. On your journey to longevity, your mind is the first step. Expecting good results and catering to your emotional needs will give you the energy to reevaluate your circumstances and adopt new habits. Longevity doesn't end at engineering your body to live forever. You want to spend your senior years without disabilities and illnesses to live happily, so mere technical optimization isn't enough. When your life sucks, there's no point in prolonging it. Therefore, take matters into your hands and address your emotional health. It's never too late to care for yourself and your loved ones. Your physical health will follow suit. A clear purpose, like enjoying time with your family, will motivate you more than simply living 100 years. You can live an active life and exercise to feel the best you've ever felt. Think about what you eat to avoid harming yourself. And most importantly, don't overwork yourself. Get enough rest to take on each day with renewed energy and enthusiasm. Trying to escape death for longer doesn't mean you should stop living. Once you add meaning to this process, you'll no longer be obsessed with postponing death. Focus on your bright, healthy future, dreams, and aspirations. Only this way you will stay young no matter how old you are. Try this. A warm bath is an excellent strategy to improve sleep. Not only will you feel relaxed, but your body temperature will also drop. Although many associate sleep with warmth, this temperature drop signals the brain that it's time to sleep. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey. If you've enjoyed our summary, consider reading the full book for a more in-depth exploration. Before you go, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and share this video with someone who could benefit from these insights. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and keep growing.